Humza Yusuf was supposed to be making an announcement today about his future, and he's not only cancelled that announcement, but he's also cancelled the speech he was due to make at the University of Strathclyde, and there's a lot of pressure on him personally to resign, and he is apparently, quote, considering his position, end quote. Politicians for and against Humza Yusuf have been talking quite openly, and Stephen Flynn, who is a very dynamic and impressive politician in his own right, has said that Humza Yusuf is a man of integrity. I would support that absolutely. And it doesn't mean, unfortunately, that he's a person who can remain in position. He seems to be somebody who is not as politically astute as the former First Minister, and with her star fading, I think his is equally on a decline. He is dependent. So his attempt to distance himself from the Greens, and so therefore to put the SNP in a position where it can make a decision without having to wait on the Greens' support, was perhaps a foolish severing of the link. But now he's in a position where he has to rely on the Alba Party, the single Alba Party MSP, Ash Reagan, and so he's again dependent on somebody else. And in this particular case, it's somebody who he beat to become leader of the SNP itself. And the Scottish Labour leader has said that he's going to be tabling a motion of no confidence, which of course is also being backed up in London by the Labour Party. Rachel Reeves says it's time for fresh elections in Scotland. I don't think Westminster should necessarily be taking a view on this. I think Scotland should be able to decide its own future. And she says we will back the motion of no confidence in Humza Yusuf, but we've gone further and tabled a motion of no confidence in the whole Scottish government. And if Anwar Sawar and Scottish Labour are successful with that amendment, the government will fall and there'll be fresh elections, and it's time for a fresh start in Scotland. The chaos and division at the heart of the SNP is having a real impact on public services and the lives and communities across Scotland. And we now have two broken governments, the SNP in Scotland and the Conservatives in Westminster. It's time for fresh elections in Scotland and across the UK. I think the sensible thing would be to time the two elections for the same moment. But I don't suppose sense is the first thing in anybody's mind at the moment when it comes to politics.